Spoilers, obviously. Spoilers.
Yes, so
spoiler warning.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the spoiler warning.
That was Brad's coffee, and that's
Brad
our
coffee
alert.
is the spoiler warning.
So yeah, if you've watched this before, you know, obviously we go for a little recap, and then obviously goes to the classroom for open discussion and theories and thoughts, blah blah blah. So this is episode 5 of WandaVision. It was called a very special episode. And obviously we went back to the sitcom time theme. Obviously we're now in the 80s. Obviously we predicted that it's going to go through each decade. And it seems that it was clearly inspired by Family Ties, which is a American sitcom from the 80s. And obviously we watched the comparisons before we started recording. And obviously it's quite clear that it is that. And it basically just starts with Wanda and Vision being parents to Tommy and Billy, and basically Agnes, I believe her name is, obviously comes in, and it's obviously Vision kind of ruins the so-called scene of her going to pick up the children or help the children, and she looks at Wanda, and it's almost a bit Truman Show. I think it's like the most Truman Show we got, where she tells her like, should I take this from the top? Take this again,
which is
kind of
interesting, because no one else seen everyone, like the way Monica described it, it's like she kind of was controlling her, whereas Agnes kind of seems self-aware. She knows that she's in a show, and there's theories like, is she more to do with what's going on, because she was the character in the comics she was a witch, you know, and she's the one who trained Wanda into becoming like having a lot more witch-like powers. So is she got something to do with it?
Was she the one last week who was gossiping with a neighbour as well? Vision,
and he's like cutting the wall kind of thing. No, same lady. And then Billy and Tommy, I believe they jump in age or something. They're one in their cot. I mean, they were in their cot, and all of a sudden I believe they're 5. And I think that's when we actually get the theme tune of Family Ties comes in. And then I think it jumps to the real world, and we kind of see footage of Wanda breaking into the Sword headquarters and stealing Vision's body. Kind of thing.
It looked like he was dissected as well. Like his head wasn't connected to his body. Like he was in bits. No.
He's in a bit of a state, you know. He's
not in a good way.
He's had better days, hasn't he? To be fair, you know. And then he goes back to the sitcom, I believe, and then Wanda and the family, when they get a dog, they also get a dog. Always get dogs. Sparky the dog. And then obviously the boys want to keep the dog, so they jump to 10 so they can keep him, because they said they're not responsible. And then it goes back to the real world, and Monica, Darcy, and Jimmy are trying to work out how this reality is working and how she's like warping reality kind of thing. And they kind of work it out by shooting her clothes that she wore inside the dome. And there was an interesting conversation about Captain Marvel, which I think may be a tease of what could be happening, but I'll go into that when we do our little discussion. Then we get the scene back inside the sitcom with Vision at work, and he has his co-worker. I can't remember what this guy's name is, but he kind of works out that something's going on, and he connects to him, and the guy's basically begging for help, like, help me, she's in my head, she's making me do all this. And then we get the Sword, the drone. They decide to put in an 80s drone because they realize she's warping anything that's not from that era.
Which looks very advanced for an 80s drone.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
I wouldn't mind
Space
that
tech,
yeah.
Space tech. But Hayward, I believe the name is, the guy that's head. You always get the douchey guy, don't you? That's always like there's always one, isn't there?
You even when you first saw him on last week's episode, and she was like, "No, you're the best person for the job." You knew that he's going to turn out to be an arsehole. He's going to be the bad guy.
Yeah,
because this always seems to happen. So.
Yep. And then they fly the drone in, and that guy's secretly armed it with a missile of some sort. Wanda gets all red-eyed, don't she? She gets a little bit. She gets like a very bad case of the pink eye, and she gets a little bit mad.
And I noticed as well that when she's outside talking to him, she has a Sokovian accent, whereas when she's in the sitcom, she's American.
Why did they bring that back? Because she used to do it at the beginning, and then I think was it Civil War and Avengers. Yeah. She never had it. She was just American accent, and now she's brought it back again. Yeah. It's a little bit all right. You're gonna stick with one, keep it or don't. You know.
One quick thing here when they were saying about Wanda. Two things. Sorry. One, she hasn't got a name. They don't know her as the Scarlet Witch. She doesn't have a superhero name. And two, they was like, well, she could have killed Thanos herself. And I was like, we know that because we was watching the film, but how do they know? Did someone see it and then tell them, or how did they?
Interesting.
Yeah, did they watch Endgame? Was there a cameraman there while this was going on, like a war
They're subscribed to
journalist?
Disney Plus, mate. They watched on Disney Plus.
Yeah. It's so meta.
Yeah. Ooh, reality warping.
Yeah.
So she obviously confronts the sword agents, and they point in their little green lasers at her, and she uses a mind control to point it on Hayward, or whatever his name is, and she basically says, "Leave me alone, like get off my lawn, like leave me alone, or else," kind of thing. She's happy in her little family and a little dome, and she goes back. You get that little Lagos towel, like paper towel commercial, which is the same city in Civil War where she blew up, and she spilt blood. So I think the red juice is a symbol for that, apparently. And then we get the interesting scene with a few things with obviously Sparky and Agnes, but we'll try and cut it a little bit more shorter. And then go on, sorry.
That was weird. It's like again, must have something deeper to do with it. Like that she was growing this poison plants like in her front garden. The dog decided to eat them. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just like, sorry, my poison. I was growing poison, as because I like poison. And then your dog, that was a bit odd.
It was a little bit strange. I think Vision obviously knows that there's no children about. It's only their 2 kids. And he starts questioning Wanda about the reality in that he doesn't remember and what's going on. And I think it's absolutely genius when the sitcom credits start coming down the screen.
She's trying to end
it. Yeah, she's trying to end the conversation, and she leaves the room, and Vision's not having anything. He follows her through, and then they get their little flying Cry Kid scene where they're kind of still arguing, ongoing, and then we get obviously the biggest moment of the episode.
This was odd.
The doorbell goes, and it's like, who is that? And when I saw the grey hair, because I mentioned it before about Captain America, and I was like, oh my God, are they doing Old Man Steve? And is he coming to talk her down? But it wasn't. It was even better than that. It was Wanda's brother, obviously Quicksilver, but not played by Aaron Taylor Johnson. It was played by Evan Peter, who's obviously the Quicksilver in the Fox movies. There's a Future Past and stuff. Which was set in the 80s as well, which is quite funny. Don't know if that was all linked, but wow. And he's now going to be our brother. Recast it.
Yeah, like when and even Darcy said, didn't she? Oh, she's recast. Pedro.
Yeah.
And then I did like the bit where he walks in and he says his sister and all that, and then he just goes, "Who's this popsicle?"
Yeah.
And you get the canned laughter and all that. I thought that was pretty good.
It's genius, isn't it? It's
but
brilliant.
what's the repercussions for one? Aaron Taylor Johnson's probably pissed off he didn't get to come back. But what is it? What does it mean? It's
means Disney owns everything. There's no bounds. Batman can turn up now.
The real powerhouse here is Disney. They're the ones distorting everything. They chuck anybody in.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. Is that the first crossover we've had from the Fox now? I believe.
Yeah. It would be. It's big, and there's a lot of
pop in on Deadpool, didn't he? Deadpool 2. You saw all that cast, remember?
But that was still Fox, wasn't it? That was all. So,
but he did pop on.
Into the Marvel. It must. It is. It's the first one. There's a few things I think look good about this episode. Again, as I said, Agnes being self-aware, she's in there. When the Vision, I can't remember his name either. His colleague, he taps into his head and he speaks truth. He doesn't say Wanda's in my head. Wanda's making me do it. He just says she. And then there's another bit where when the Vision and Wanda are talking, Wanda, I don't know if she's like confused or she's lying, but she says, I don't know how this started. So is she being manipulated as well? Because they said,
I think so.
That Hayward said, we thought she was another victim, but now we know she is the perpetrator. She's the bad guy, but I don't think it's that simple.
No, it's not.
And it's not an illusion. She is warping, like you said, warping reality. So the stuff she took off, like the clothes she went in when Monica went in, got fused and remade to her 70 clothes. So it's not an illusion. She's bending
reality.
Bending reality.
It's Wanda's powers, but is she consciously using her powers doing it, or is she being controlled to use the powers kind of thing? Yeah.
And it was interesting as well when they was having a conversation after the dog died, like they just kept saying to her, like, you can bring, like, they know what their mum is, like, you can bring dead people back to life, and she's like, no, you can't. And obviously that's something to do with Vision being I know there was a theory, like,
it's a bit contradicting, isn't it? Like, can't bring people back to life.
Yeah, she's got him, but obviously he's damaged, and she's using this to, like, kind of rebuild his memories, like, if you know what I mean, like, that's how she's trying to do it. But I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot more questions now than answers. So
I've never done a 360 in any series. Like, I was so lukewarm about this at the beginning, and now it's arguably, I can't wait to watch it. Like, each week, I'm loving it. I think it's fantastic. Yeah. It's brilliant. It's incredible. Ash or Brad, do you want to share your thoughts?
Go on, Ash.
Mate. I'll go. Again. I genuinely thought it was a great episode. I'm really enjoying it. Like you said, Reese, like, I have done a 360. I'm actually enjoying it now. And I am looking forward to, every episode that comes along. I think it's clever the way they've done it. I still think they probably should have released, up until episode 4 when they done it, but that's neither here nor there. But I like the way every single episode we're getting just a little bit more and a little bit more, and they're not just flooding you. And then when they ended it on, when you had Quicksilver, mate, bring on next Friday.
Yeah, do you reckon we're going to get that kitchen scene? No, like from Days of Future Past, where he has the music with the headset and he's running around. If they give us that scene, I'm going to lose it, honestly. Like, they gave us Luke Skywalker in Mando. I don't think there's any, like, we could get Deadpool in this. We could get Wolf, like, the whole X-Men cast could turn up. Yeah. Like, honestly, it's not out of the possibility.
Yeah, can you imagine that? Imagine, like, we need to send someone in, and they just, it's Hugh Jackman Wolverine. Just send him in there.
Honestly, it's not impossible. It's not impossible.
It's crazy.
He was a better Quicksilver anyway. The other Quicksilver just got shot by a gun. Fuck off. Yeah. This geezer was running out of buildings. He saved someone's sandwich as well when he saved them.
He put a bit of pizza in someone's in a dog's mouth. So
he's better.
I don't know if anyone else has got any other thoughts.
Brendan?
No, look, I'm just watching it purely as a standalone series. I'm just so.
When Quicksilver turned up, you was like, "Who's that?
Who's this fella?" I'm so jealous. I thought, like, this is obviously a big moment. You can tell from the classic reveal, from the pan from behind, slowly going around. It's like, oh, this is such a big moment, and I'm so gutted that I'm not a part of this.
Like we said, you've
watch the 4 movies I told you to watch.
Take a couple of weeks off and watch everything.
I've got the list. Yeah, I've got the list. Well, Disney Plus puts them all in order for you. I must start the first one. I'm going to start the first one today.
Yeah.
Well, another thing. Sorry to go back. Like when Captain Marvel gets mentioned, like you said, Reese.
I think that's
Monica. Like, it's kind of, I suppose it's her aunt, because she was best friends with her mum. When she gets mentioned, you see her face. She kind of like doesn't look very happy at the mention of her. Yeah. And some people are saying that maybe her mum got cancer because of Captain Marvel, because she was around Captain Marvel, or maybe because she didn't come back and help her and that. So because she didn't seem very happy when she got mentioned.
Yeah, I think it was more sad. Like, I don't know, she's like feelings maybe rather than mum got cancer. But no, I think because they've teased obviously Wanda's brother coming back a few times. And the links with Captain Marvel in this, and I'm kind of thinking they've already teased in this that Captain Marvel's just as powerful as Wanda. And after Wanda not wanting to leave, I feel like someone, I know obviously Ash said she's going to be a bit more emotional, and I feel like it could be possible, but I don't think she's going to leave without some form of force or someone there that can stand up to her and at least break that immersion. And the obvious answer is now Captain Marvel. And I don't think it's not possible for Captain Marvel to be some signal, be like, bring Captain Marvel back, Nick Fury, Captain Marvel come back and deal with it. Because it's like, why are you bringing in a drone? Like, you've got this whole world of superheroes. You've got Wanda in this bubble. Why haven't you called for help?
Yeah.
Like, you've got the Avengers, call them. Like, you clearly need backup here. And they've got to call someone, surely. They can't just be like trying to save her by themselves. Like, so I think they've got to call someone. Someone big's got to come in, and it's either going to be someone from the MCU or someone from Fox.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, maybe.
It would be
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Good,
No, there wouldn't be Spider-Man, but I would love it if it was.
Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, like you say, I look forward to every episode now. So yeah.
Yep.
I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I am still loving it. I'm really enjoying it. I genuinely am. Now I know that it's not actually just a rip-off of a sitcom, and there's all this going on. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely. I think it's brilliant.
It's so good that you're enjoying it because you don't have like any like MCU knowledge, you don't know what's going on, but you would enjoy it even more if you did know what's going on, because there's so many links and ties and Easter eggs and all these theories, and that's why we're all like, oh my god, it's this, and it could be all these different possibilities. And
I don't think you're supposed to watch it how I'm watching it. You know,
oh yeah, of course,
the absolute vast majority are fully immersed in that world. But just interestingly enough, I'm still really enjoying it.
No, it shows it's a good show by itself, then, doesn't it? Really, exactly. But yeah, no, that's
I think as well, this was the longest episode because they've only been like 20 minutes long, and this one was, I think it was 40. So yeah,
the sitcom self by itself, you take it away with the credits falling, that was as 20 minutes.
Yeah,
and then the outside world was another. So they're still keeping the sitcom only 20 minutes because that's how long the episodes are.
No, good episode. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I love it. And even the little commercials and stuff that they do that's related to Marvel, it's so good. So yeah, we'll see. You got any theories, Ash, about what it's going to, how you still think it's going to be get her out emotionally, or you think it's going to be some kind of false now? Yeah.
No, I still think it's going to try and go the emotional route. I think there's going to be a fight. Well, not a fight. I think there is going to be some conflict in there, and just probably, and like you say, it probably will be Captain Marvel. But I think it's going to come down to, look, you've got to do this, and there's going to be there's going to be a bit more talking behind it after a conflict, because I think it'd just be a bit too harsh to be like, as a woman, obviously, like going through, post trauma stress and just fucking ripping her out and being like, look, stop it. All these people's lives are getting ruined. I think it'd be a bit too much. I think they're going to go a bit more subtly, but
where's
we'll see.
Where's Superman at? He's the main one, isn't he? Get Superman in.
That's it. Yeah, he should be able to go in there. Yeah, that's the one. That's it, mate.
Yeah, Superman.
he's the main one, isn't he? So
he's
and
the
Batman.
best one.
Batman and Superman can go in there.
And
Batman's had 3 months to plan how to get her out, so he'll be able to do it.
And he's also a vampire, so he can twinkle in the.
Yeah, that's true.
There we go.
Next thing you know, he's going to be
Batman turns up.
Yeah, Reese's Twilight fanfiction. This is terrible.
I was once made to watch the Twilight films back to back before going to the cinema to watch the new one.
Oh, mate.
It was when I first started going out with my wife, when we were dating, and we went to a friend's house. We'd never watched them either, and thankfully,
still married. Wow.
Well, thankfully, Kira was on the same page and said, "What the fuck was that shit?" And,
and you proposed to her.
Yeah, that was it.
That was the final confirmation. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, looking forward to next week. We're going to be obviously in the 90s. I reckon that's when we're going to get the Halloween stuff where they're actually in their costumes and stuff. So look forward to that. And obviously we'll see what happens.
Yeah, sweet.
Cool. Yeah. Well, thanks for listening, guys. Obviously that's our spoiler and obviously our episode 34. Until next week. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.